your journey, if you just started your earning, whether you are single and whether you are a working professional, right? At least, and when I'm, in the market, people, all the advisors, all the financial influencers talks about you need to have expenses, 5 to 6 months of expenses, right? I'm a different in this aspect because I told you I always talk about a route. What is the route which we have learned on the during the first day of workshop? The root of our building wealth is the income. At any given point of time, we never think anything else about other than income, right? We don't think anything else other than income, right? So anywhere you're talking about, I talk about income is a base for me, right? I might be doing expenses, or I might be doing low expenses, I might be doing high expenses, and I might be doing complete whatever, how much ever the income I'm getting, I might be spending everything, right? I'm not bothered about it. I'm bothered about only how much is my income, and that's why you need to. I always suggest people to do an emergency fund based on income, not based on the expenses, right? So that's why I always suggest, if you are a working professional, if you are a single, then 5 to 6 months of income is a very, very important aspect, right? That means if you are earning 1 lakh per month, at least you need to have, at any given point of time, you need to have 5 to 6 lakh in your account as an emergency fund. And if you are a working professional, and if you are a married, if you are a working professional and a married, then at least you need to have 6 to 9 months of income. At least that means minimum 6 lakhs, at least, best is up to 9 lakhs. If you have a 9 lakhs, you are secured, right? If you are secured, any emergency fund, any emergency you are faced, any one-time expenses you need to face it, you will face it with a full energy, right? Without having any tension in your mind, all right? And that's the one, the third one. If you're a business person, if you're owning your own business, right, and which doesn't gives you the exact money, which doesn't, the amount of income is fluctuating, you need to hold at least 1 year, 12 months, and the best is 2 years of income, 24 months of income as an emergency fund, right? So if you hold that as an emergency fund, that's the best for you. That's what we talk about, how much, right? Everybody is clear about how much? Type clear in the comment box. Okay, type clear in the comment box if everybody is clear about how much. Okay, let me talk about next. Now you might have, okay, how much? Okay, I'm ready to invest, keep it 5 to 6 months and all. This is a big amount, right? Are you expecting me to keep it in as a cash, or keep it everything in savings account? No. Standard way to keep the fund. This is what is a standard way to keep the fund. You might have your own way of keeping the fund. No, I'm not commenting on that, right? Everybody will have their own way of keeping, standard way of keeping their fund. But in the industry, this is the standard way of keeping the fund. What is it? Whatever the emergency fund you keep it, 15 to 20% as a cash or cash equivalent. Okay, so you 15 to 20% you keep it as a cash. Okay, so if something happens where your your cash, your UPI or your card doesn't work, so that's where they might ask you to pay complete full amount. They ask you to pay it in a full cash, right? So that's where this cash help you. Another 40% in savings account. Okay, 40% is a savings account. If it is, for example, 10 lakh is your emergency fund requirement. Okay, so that means 1.5 to 2 lakh you keep it as a cash, and another 40%, around 4 lakh, you keep it in your savings account, and another 40% that is in liquid mutual fund. There is fund in mutual fund, there is something called liquid mutual fund. You can quickly convert that as a cash. Okay, so that gives you similar to 6 to 7%. And if you can invest anytime, you can withdraw anytime. It is not like fixed deposit. If you in fixed deposit, there is a specific time, and if you withdraw before that, there will be a penalty charge will happen on top of that, right? So if you invest on liquid mutual fund, there is no penalty charge. You can invest anytime, you can withdraw anytime. So that's where the beauty of liquid mutual fund. So this is the way of you keeping the standard way of keeping the mutual fund. Everybody's standard way of keeping the emergency fund. If it is clear, type EFC in the comment box. Type EFC in the comment box if it is clear. Okay, superb. So if you have any confusion, type confusion in the comment box. If you have any confusion, type confusion in the comment box. Okay, superb. Thank you. So this is what we have talked about. The risk management is all about. Okay, so this management is all about that aspect. Okay, so these two aspects is a very important when we talk about financial planning. Very important. Without this, you don't even nothing will get survived. Nothing will get survived. Okay, so that's what these two aspects. Once these two aspect has been taken care, the third aspect is the wealth accumulation, right? The third aspect is a wealth accumulation, where we already talked about short-term investment, long-term investment, and all things, right? And you have gone through that exercise. Then we're talking about the debt planning, right? Then we talk about the debt planning. Okay, so now the people who are into the loan aspect comes into picture, right? So when we having a loan, you need to plan even how to close the loan and all of these things, right? So to close the loan, the first and foremost thing, you need to understand the purpose of you borrowing the loan, right? Right. Most of the things don't understand that we are the one person who borrowed the loan, right? And we borrowed, and at the end we complain ourselves that I'm into debt trap, right? First and foremost reason thing how you plan your debt is debt means how you plan your all of your liability loans. You list out all of your loans. You list out all of your loans in the way from where you have bought, who is the lender, whether it's a credit card, whether it's a home loan, whether it's a mortgage loan, whether it's a personal loan, or it's a vehicle loan, or whether it's app loan, whatever the loan it is, you list out. And then you put all the data related to that. What are the data related to that? You list out all the loans, then you list out how much is outstanding, and how much is outstanding, how much you have borrowed. Now, outstanding is different. How much borrowed is different, right? You have borrowed for if you have purchased a mortgage loan, borrowed a mortgage loan of 2 crore. Right now, after paying multiple payments, it might be 1 crore is outstanding, right? You borrow outstanding also. You list out the outstanding beside each loans. You write down all also how much you borrowed, what is the EMI you pay, and what is the interest rate. These are the aspect you list it out, right? Once you list it out, and at the end of the sum, type the reason why you have borrowed. For example, home loan, you have borrowed it for the purpose to build a house or purchase a new house, right? For example, why you have borrowed an app loan, why you have kept what made you to kept a credit card, right? Because the unless that part is clear, let me tell you, nobody can help you to get out of debt. Nobody. Even if you come to me, you will not get answer from me, right? Even if you go to anywhere outside, who will those people will just give you a gam, right? Let me be very frank on that aspect. No, they'll just give you gam, but you will be the same person who when you get in when you got in touch with them, right? So the first and foremost reason, you have to make a list out of it, right? So once you make a list out of it, right? So for that only, I have created an Excel sheet. Let me share that sheet with you. Okay, let me share that sheet with you. And everybody, you are going to get that Excel sheet as a bonus aspect. Okay, so here it is. Okay, here it is. You have you list out all of these things. You write down all of these things, rate, payment, and all of these things. And we have strategies, right? What are the strategies? If you have an extra amount of money, right? You have a money to close that amount. If you have a money to close or reduce the debt, then there are two types of strategies. That is snowball and avalanche strategy. That means snowball means you are trying to pay an extra amount of money for the loan, which is a lower outstanding balance. Okay, that is what snowball strategy. Avalanche strategy means you are trying to pay an extra amount of money to where you are paying a highest interest rate. Okay, so if you're, for example, you have credit card debt which is a rate of at 35 or 36% or up to 42%, right? So you try to make an extra payment for this and try to close this early, right? So that is what avalanche strategy is all about, right? That's what avalanche strategy is all about, right? If these two strategies are clear, type clear in the comment box. Type clear in the comment box. These two strategies are clear. Okay, so Sunil, can you unmute? Because what is the concern? Like, can I know what is the concern?
Yeah.
Are you there?
Hello.
Sorry. Just are you able to hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. Tell me, you haven't got the message from our side as a recording and the link to access all this one?
Let me check.
Let me just see the part with you.
Balakrishna, right?
Sorry?
Balakrishna.
Right. So
No, I'll get it. No problem. You can continue. Yeah.
just let me show you. Your last number is 2075, right?
Yes, 2075.
So I think you have already received that message from my team, right?
Because I just
Day 2 recording is there, right?
one minute. PMH workshop batch 2, right?
Just give me, I'm just not able to hear you. Just give me a minute. So let me change my, right? Snowball and avalanche. If you have some amount of money with you, if you don't have money with you, right? There might be the situation where you don't have money with you, right? So that's where the problem, that's where the things comes under the strategy that is called consolidation, right? You might have multiple loan with you. The second, in that level, the strategy comes into where you consolidate. You reach out to some, financial institution. You show them that this is what I have. Can you able to help me to consolidate all of this loan? Based on your credit profile, based on your income, based on that, everybody will, I'll not say blindly that everybody will help you to do that. Based on your credit profile, based on your income, they will guide you, they will help you to consolidate these loans, right? So that is how you consolidate your loans. So that is what the strategy is all about, to consolidate the loans, right? So this is how you plan your debt, right? So, and this, the beauty of this template is like once you list down all of these things, here it comes. Here all of the things comes, and here again the flow also comes, right? How much each flow is coming, and if you don't have enough money, right, and you have only small amount of money, then you can type the additional amount of money. You can just type it down how much amount of money, and that will give you entire this one by when you will get out of debt trap. All of these things has been designed in such a way, this template. Okay, you will get the link to download this template, and you can download it and start use it. Okay, once the workshop is over, once your workshop is over in next 5 to 8 hours. Okay, so this is how you calculate your debt reduction, and this is how you plan your debt planning. Okay, so debt planning. So everybody is clear about debt planning. Type DP in the comment box if it is clear. Okay, type DP in the comment box. Okay, super. So let's get into the next aspect. Once the wealth accumulation is over, this is a simultaneous aspect. Tax planning, right? Tax planning is something that a lot of people are. There are two things: tax avoiding and tax planning. Okay, never ever get into tax avoiding in the name of tax planning. Okay, so never ever get into tax avoiding in the name of tax planning. Plan your taxes well. Okay, so let me tell you, when we are talking about managing your own money, there are few things you need to understand. And all of these things, sections, right, it is designed in such a way, and for each section have a meaning for it. Especially you take care of your section 80C, right? It is to take care of yourself and your family. Government has decided, whoever has created this tax sections, right, it is decided in such a way, it is to take care of yourself and your family and your retirement, right? So that's where section 80C, you can reduce your tax up to 1.5 lakh. What kind of investment? Your life insurance premium, your your kids education fees. And if you are investing on your, you can invest and become build your wealth by investing on equity linked mutual funds, right? Equity linked mutual funds. And you can invest in your provident fund, public provident fund, right? All of the provident funds also you can generate. And if you are investing in national savings certificate, NSC, right? These are the options, and 5 years term deposit. All of these things are a part of section 80C. And on top of 1.5 lakh, another 50,000 you can claim, that is section 80 CCD, that is on the pension. Again, that is to take care of your retirement, right? NPS, National Pension Scheme. You can invest. So total under section 80C, you can plan to reduce up to 2 lakh rupees in your tax, right? So that is what the section 80C and 80CCD. Section 80D talks about to take it. It promotes to take care of your health by taking a health insurance, right? Up to 25,000 rupees, you can get a tax benefit on the premium which you are paying for health insurance. That is for yourself. And if you have a senior citizen, right? If you have a family, if you have a parent who are a senior citizen, on top of 25,000, another 50,000. So total 75,000 you can claim if you take, if you take a health insurance for them also, right? So that is what section 80D talks about. Section 80G talks about the donation aspect, right? Donation aspect. If you want to donate, right? If you want to donate some amount of money, that's where, you can opt for section 80G, right? Where if you donate it for some NGOs, you will get, if you pay 1 lakh rupees for any NGO, 50% of your whatever the amount you paid will get a tax benefit, right? And if you are paying it for any government, government organizations or government political parties or any government causes, right? So then you get 100% tax benefit. Then Section 10 talks about your interest from the savings account. If you have a whatever the savings account interest up to 10,000, you can claim. And one more section which I have not mentioned here is Section 24, that is home loan. If you own a home loan, you can claim the interest rate, whatever the interest rate, up to 2 lakh rupees in a year, right? This is how you plan your tax plan, right? How much you can reduce, just let me show you in an Excel sheet right now, right? ATC 1.5 lakh, right? ATC 1.5 lakh. Okay, so ATCCD, that is another 50,000. And you have something called standard deduction, whether whatever the things are, standard deduction 50,000. And you can claim your ATD up to, let me say it is 25,000. You don't, and I'm thinking that you don't have a, you don't have a parents with who is, you have a parents, but they are not, they're not senior citizens. 25,000. Okay, then you can claim you have done an ATG, you have done an, you have done an around 50,000 of donation. And next, you have a home loan where you can claim up to, Section 24. So you can claim up to 2 lakh rupees, right? 2 lakh rupees you can claim, right? So with that, this is how you can claim. So with that total 5.25 lakhs, you can reduce your tax. Got it? This is how you can plan your taxes, right? If the tax planning is clear, type TP in the comment box. Type TP in the comment box. Okay, so next is the retirement planning. Next is a retirement planning. Retirement planning, we already talked about this on yesterday's session in detail. How to build a retirement corpus and everything, right? How much money is required and what is the important aspect: EPF, Provident Fund, National Pension Scheme, Public Provident Fund, all of these things, right? And last but not least, most of the people think that, here or, just with this step is over, right? The one of the most important thing which people don't understand is the estate planning. And that's why you can see these days our youths are not so much, understanding the very importance of this money management, right? So in the estate planning, you talk about how you distribute your wealth, that is will and trust, how you continue and how you can transfer your values, right? How you can transfer your values, how you can transfer your good skills, knowledge, and your values, and what kind of, if you own a business, if you own an income, what kind of income, all of this can, how you can transfer is what, this is the step called estate planning. If I have to talk in detail about each of these things will take around minimum 1 month to explain in detail. What I have explained you was in the very basic and important aspect in the available time limit, right? So this is what the entire financial planning for you guys, right? How many of you got the basic aspect of entire financial planning? Type FPC in the comment box. Financial planning clarity in the comment box. Type FPC in the comment box. Okay, super. So now that we have understood about, I cleared about what are the assets available, how to allocate asset, and how the financial planning happens, right? How the financial planning happens. So let's understand about, what is the next aspect? Let's understand about, very important aspect why people are not able to achieve things, right? Even after things, because people always look things from the top to top rather than looking from the bottom to top. People always look at top down approach instead of looking at bottom up approach. They always whenever I talk with the people, whenever people come to me for the mentorship or for the consultation, when they tell me about the market is not doing good, that market has been coming down, Sensex has gone around 1500 points, these banks are not doing good, this is not a right time to invest, all of these things they talk about market timing, and based on that they select as asset. Okay, now let me invest in fixed deposit. Okay, let me invest only in that company which is doing good. And then they talk about asset allocation, right? Then they talk about asset allocation. Instead of actual people who wants to be in the financial freedom journey, who wants to become wealthy, right? Then you need to start looking at from the bottom up approach. That is, first you start thinking about asset allocation, then asset selection, then market timing, right? So this is what gives you the best performance, right? This is what gives you the best performance. Type IP in the comment box if it is clear, right? Type IP in the comment box. This we already spoke about. This we already spoke about. And now, then last but not least, right? We spoke about everything. Last but not least, this is what I wanted to share.